Greetings, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to the Kamado Joe cooking channel. This afternoon we're going to fire up the Joe Jr. once again, and we're going to do some grilled stuffed chicken breasts. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do to get our chicken breasts ready is we're going to make a simple brine. I'm going to start out with 1/4 cup of salt. I'm using 1/4 cup of turbinado sugar and then 1 quart of cold water. And I'm going to mix this up until my salt and sugar dissolves. So now I'm going to take 4 boneless and skinless chicken breasts and submerge them in this brine. And we're going to cover those and stick that back in the refrigerator and let these guys brine for 2 hours. First thing we're going to do here is get our stuffing for these chicken breasts ready. I'm going to melt a little bit of butter in a pan over medium heat. And then I've got about a medium yellow onion that I've chopped fairly coarsely. And we're going to saute these until they start to caramelize. Okay, after these onions start to caramelize, I'm going to add in about 1 clove of freshly minced garlic, and I've chopped up about a cup or so of baby bella mushrooms. We're going to saute this together, and I'm also going to put a little bit of cracked black pepper, and we'll saute these probably 2 or 3 more minutes. Okay, these are just about ready, so I'm going to set them aside. The next thing I'm going to do here is whip up a little bit of alfredo sauce. I'm going to start by melting 2 sticks of butter. Then I'm going to add 1 cup of heavy cream and bring that almost to a simmer. And then we are going to slowly add in 8 ounces of grated fresh Parmesan cheese. After that cheese gets nice and incorporated, you want to crank in just a little bit of freshly ground white peppercorns and salt to taste if you like. I used salted butter, so this probably won't get much salt, but I am going to put a little bit of the white peppercorns in there, and we'll just set this aside and keep it warm. Okay, I've taken my chicken breasts out of the brine, and what we're going to do to prep these things is I'm going to come into the large end with a sharp knife. We're not going to cut through to any of the edges. We're just going to create a nice hole that we can use to stuff our stuffing in. I'm not going to butterfly it or anything. We're just going to get a nice good slit in there, just like that. And we're going to start out, we're going to open that hole up a little bit, just like that. We're going to stuff some of our onions and mushroom and garlic that we sauteed into that opening. And then we're going to put a little bit of finely grated mozzarella cheese in behind that, and then a little bit more of the onions, mushroom, and garlic, and then maybe just a little bit more of the cheese. And I'm going to set this one aside and prep the rest of these, and then we'll be back to head out to the grill. Okay, I've got the Joe Jr. ready to go here. I've just got a little bit of charcoal in there, not a whole lot, and I'm going to put one of our Kamado Joe starter cubes right down there in the middle, and we're going to light it up. And once it's going here, I'm going to arrange some of this charcoal, a little bit of it right over the top of the flame, you know, to get this thing started up. And we're going to leave the lid open here for about 10 minutes and let this charcoal get going. Okay, now that I've got my fire going in the grill, I'm going to set my heat deflector rack on here. We're not going to use the heat deflector today. We're going to cook direct, but I want to cook a little bit elevated. Since I'm cooking chicken, I don't want to cook down low over the fire and burn it. So we're going to close the grill up. I'm going to leave the top vent fully open, and we're going to control our temperature from the bottom vent only. We'll let the grill warm up, and then we'll be back to put the chicken on. Okay, I've got the Joe Jr. up to temperature here. We're going to set these chicken breasts on. I have rubbed these guys down with a little bit of oil and seasoned them. And you can season your chicken with whatever you like. I'm going to cook these probably for about 5 or 6 minutes on this side before we come back to flip them over. And I'm going to be shooting for an internal temperature of about 165. These are fairly decent sized chicken breasts. I've got 4 of them on here. I might be able to rearrange a little bit and move a little bit and get a 5th one on there, so that gives you some idea of the grill space you're working with on the Joe Jr. So I'm going to close this up and let these cook for a bit, and then we'll come back and have a look. It's about time to flip these chicken breasts over. We're going to give each one of these a little flip here and go from here until we get up to 165 degrees internal. Make sure they're good and done. You don't want to let your chicken be underdone, so I'm going to kind of arrange these a little differently here on the grill, and we'll let those keep cooking. These chicken breasts are looking good. They're ready to come off the grill, so I'm going to take those inside. We're going to rest them for a little bit, and then we'll plate them up. Okay folks, I've taken this chicken breast and sliced it, and I've served it over some egg noodles. I cooked a package of egg noodles and put our alfredo sauce in there, and I just wanted to give this guy a taste. I'm going to cut one of these little medallions here in half. This chicken's perfectly cooked. I'm going to have a taste of the chicken first. Outstanding. Delicious. Perfectly cooked on the Joe Jr. Have a little taste of our pasta alfredo here as well. Fantastic. Man, that's absolutely good. I can't wait to finish this off. So give us a comment. Tell us what you think about this. And also join us on Facebook at facebook.com/Kamado Joe. Until next time, this is John Setzler with Kamado Joe Cooking Channel.